Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So today, we're talking about Congressman Byron Donalds again. Yesterday, I did the video about him talking about the black family and Jim Crow and how the black family was better off or something like that during Jim Crow. Now, he's married to a white woman, so he doesn't need to be saying anything about the black family as far as I'm concerned. Also, the Jim Crow era was a tragic time in American history for black Americans. So that's not something that we play with. Black Americans are resilient. So there are aspects of our lives that are going to work regardless to the time period or the era that we're in, because we're survivors. There were aspects of black American life that worked during slavery, but we don't want to go back to slavery. So yes, there were aspects of black American life that worked during Jim Crow, but we don't want Jim Crow back. And we shouldn't even be bringing it up in a discussion. And that is one of the things that many of us find fault with these black Republicans. They're always trying to take some tragedy or some unfortunate time or thing in black America and trying to compare it to something else to make white people feel better. And that to me is unacceptable. But anyway, Byron Donalds had his name out there hoping to be considered as a vice presidential candidate for Donald Trump. And now that the names are in, we see that he didn't make the cut. So this is from the New York Post, and here is Donald Trump, the convicted felon, smirking and pointing as if he's ruling the world, with the headline, "Veep Stakes and Trump Campaign Sends Vetting Paperwork to Possible 2024 VPs." NBC News wrote that the process is heavily concentrated on four top prospects: Burgum, Rubio, Scott, and Vance. So Tim Scott is still hanging in there. Notably, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, Arizona Senate candidate Kari Lake, and Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia were not mentioned as vetting prospects in several prominent reports, which all cited sources familiar with Trump's campaign. So in other words, no women allowed. But the process is fluid, an insider told the Associated Press. So maybe Byron Donalds has a chance after all. But he's not at the top of the list. He's not a senator or governor. So he doesn't have any real political pull. So the question for me would be, why would he even think he had a chance? Byron Donalds attended Trump's trial earlier this month and reportedly got a request for vetting information, but Trump suggested last month he would support Donalds in another role, Florida governor. So if he says that he's going to support him as governor of Florida, then that lets Byron Donalds know that he's not going to be the VP, and maybe that was Trump's way of letting him down easy. But now that brings another question up. What about Ron DeSantis? Is this his last term as governor of Florida? Byron Donalds seems overly ambitious to me. He's jumping out front trying to be a leader when I'm not sure anybody has called him to be a leader. We have yet to know what he's doing for his district in Florida. But he's always trying to be in the paper, always trying to give a speech or talking out of turn, really. But he's 45 years old. He has a little bit of time to make a mark for himself. But trying to hitch your wagon to Donald Trump, to me, is a sign of desperation. And at the end of the day, I believe that Donald Trump will pick a white man to be his VP. Now, I could be wrong. He is damaged goods, whether people want to acknowledge it or not. He is damaged goods. So he might just go for somebody like Tim Scott. Again, I don't see how Tim Scott would help Donald Trump. And Donald Trump would probably hurt Tim Scott in the end. Because you want to have life after Donald Trump. But they don't seem to have the foresight that I have. So maybe I'm wrong. But I just think the people who are distancing themselves from Donald Trump are smarter than the ones who are sucking up to him. Because the Republicans, are tired of Donald Trump and they want to be rid of him. They just don't know how to do it without alienating their base and their constituency. But they are tired of this man. This man is a disaster. He's a terrible look for the country. And, if people want to vote for him, you vote for anybody you want to. But for black people to be talking about Donald Trump just like he's some kind of savior is ridiculous to me. I just see that as being ridiculous. Nobody has to love Joe Biden. You don't even have to vote for him. There are other people on the ballot to vote for without voting for Donald Trump. No. I'm not trying to tell you. I'm not trying to tell anybody who to vote for. I'm going to vote, and I'm going to vote my conviction. But I would never vote for somebody who has done the things that Donald Trump has done publicly and said the things that he has said about black people. Now, if black people want to ignore all of that and vote for him, I just say good luck with that. But anyway, it seems like Byron Donalds might not be the vice presidential pick. And back to the VP pick, given what I hope is an unbiased opinion, the one that I think that could actually help Donald Trump get elected is J.D. Vance. He is the one that wrote the book Hillbilly Elegy. He is from the Appalachia area. He knows the people. Appalachia runs a long way. Appalachia runs from north to south, south to north. There are a lot of people in that area. And a lot of people like him because he seems to be solid. And he seems to be more open-minded than most of these Republicans. So I believe that he might be the one that could actually help him. And I don't know about this other guy, this Doug Burgum. I've never heard of him before. And Marco Rubio is a senator from Florida. He's going to carry Florida anyway. So he really doesn't need Marco Rubio. But I believe that J.D. Vance has the best chance of helping him. Now, whether he would want the job or not remains to be seen. I look forward to the day that the Republicans return to the normalcy, at least that they had before Donald Trump came on the scene. The Republican Party has always been a conservative, responsible party that, until fairly recently, made an effort to do what was right. We have to remember that the Republican Party began as the anti-slavery party. Abraham Lincoln was elected as the anti-slavery president. So for many years, the Republican Party was the reliable party for black Americans. And I wish we could have a system where we have two parties and that black people could equally look at each party and decide on their platform whether or not we or most of us were going to vote for them. But right now, as far as I'm concerned, the Republican Party is out of kilter and they need to come back to the center. For over 100 years, Black Americans were very loyal Republican voters. For the last 50 or 60 years, Black Americans have been loyal Democratic voters. We are at a point now where we should be a swing voter group, and we should swing to the party that is going to do something specifically for us. Right now, neither one of those parties has promised to do anything specifically for us. So neither one deserves loyalty. I mean, that's just the way it is. Right now, we hear a number of Black people saying they are going to vote for Trump. I see that as a protest vote. Some people say they're going to vote the couch. That's still a protest vote. And they both will work. Actually, they will. So let's just stay tuned to see how well they work. Well, anyway, y'all, let me know what you think about the video. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and as always, have a great day.